Well, welcome to Salt Lake.
Thank you. Hi, everybody, again.
Scooting over?
Yeah.
So, is this your first time to Salt Lake?
No, it isn't.
Oh, okay. How have we been treating you so far?
Good. I mean, I just got here. I got off the airplane about 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago or something. So it's been great so far.
Best 30 minutes ever,
Can only go downhill from here.
So the reason you weren't here last night is you were at a parent-teacher conference.
Yes, I was supposed to fly in last night, but it's my 5-year-old's first year. Well, it's his first year in school. It's in kindergarten, and it was our first official parent night. So I felt like I couldn't miss it.
No, you can't. So that's a wonderful reason not to be here on the very first day. So welcome to
sorry.
FanX Day number 2, everybody.
Thank you.
So let's go ahead and talk about some of your fun roles that you've done. We got a bunch of people here who want to ask lots of questions.
Okay.
But let's talk about Casper first. And fans of Casper?
Yeah.
So you were mostly talking to a tennis ball. Is that correct?
No,
Oh.
not even. They would do blocking rehearsals, because we would often only do like 1 or 2 shots a day. And so they would do blocking rehearsals with a series of tennis balls on, like the arms off of a C-stand, and kind of like walk it around and show me where everything should be. And then, but when we filmed, there was nothing there. I just had to remember where that tennis ball was supposed to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was that difficult? Because that was one of the really first big practical effects movies. People hadn't seen a lot of that. So was that?
It was the first time they were doing this kind of thing, so it was why it was sort of like the camera was really loud. We had to loop every line in the movie, and it took a really long time because it was the first time they were doing this, or one of the first times, I think. And it wasn't really that challenging, I have to say. I mean, I was 13, so it was a little bit of a bore. You know, because we would do like 2 shots a day. It's like 100 takes of each shot. So, you know, it could get a little tedious, but you know, I found ways to entertain myself.
That's amazing. So I know people want to know, what is your favorite day of the week?
I like Saturday.
Unexpected, but we like it. We do have some questions for you right up here.
Great.
Go ahead.
Hello, Christina. I'm just wondering, with the Addams family, how close were you to Angelica Houston and Raul Julia? Just out of curiosity.
I was pretty close with them while we were filming. Angelica I used to go in her trailer all the time, and she would teach me things about being an actress, and I would sit there with her and she would tell me stories and stuff. She was really, really wonderful. And Raul, I never went into his trailer, but on set, he was always singing with us. And like if either of us kids were nervous, he would like put us on his lap and sing songs with us. And he was always singing opera and telling stories and was just so warm and wonderful. So I really have very fond memories of
You still keep
my
close
time with them.
with Angelica?
No, you know, I haven't seen Angelica in years and years, but, you know, we worked together again on Buffalo 66, and then I would see her in various places in LA and stuff, but I haven't seen her in a very long time.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next question.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, what was the hardest scene you have to do in Pumpkin?
Oh, and Pumpkin. That was a really fun movie to make. I actually don't remember having a terribly hard time in anything. I was not terribly comfortable doing the hula dancing sorority thing. So I would say, like, of all the things, the thing that was supposed to be the most fun was actually the most painful for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
How was it to work with Christopher Lloyd on the Addams Family?
It was great. Chris is and always has been such a character, and certainly at that time, he was very, very quiet. But then every once in a while, he would just say the most. He would come out with the driest, most sarcastic, thrilling line. But he was very, very quiet and a true mystery. He disappeared a lot on set.
So I heard that, I was reading and doing some research for this, and that you did a school play, and then a columnist recommended you to your parents that you should try to look into acting. Is that a true story?
Yeah, I did a school play, and I had to pee, and I didn't want to pee beforehand because, I was like 7, and going to the bathroom is death at that age. And so I was on stage, and I was like kind of, doing what little kids do when they have to pee, but still performing. So everyone thought it was just terribly charming. And a woman in the audience whose kid was already doing commercials and stuff told my mom that I would probably be great for that. Also, I was very small, and what they like is they like older children who look very young because you can read already and memorize things and take direction. So yeah.
So you would recommend to any aspiring actors out there to not pee until...
I would recommend any aspiring actors to turn 18 and go to college and then do some acting.
Excellent. Next question.
What was it like working with Tim Burton in Sleepy Hollow?
It was amazing. Tim is so much fun to work with. He's so passionate and truly loves what he does. And he will even, if you happen to look towards Video Village while you're on camera, you'll see Tim mouthing your lines along with you while he watches the monitor. Everyone's lines. He does them all. So it's fun. It's fun to work with someone who is so excited to be there and such a genius and visionary. That's good. That goes without saying.
Excellent. Go ahead.
When you saw Casper, the movie, after it was finished, did you enjoy the music?
I did, yeah. I really like the music. I really like the production design in it as well. It was originally supposed to be directed by Alex Proyas, who did The Crow. And so he was responsible for all the production design, which was supposed to be based on Gaudi. All the architecture is supposed to be reminiscent of, referential, Gaudi. And then the music is beautiful in Casper as well, just really magical. Thank you.
Great question.
What fun memories do you have on the Sleepy Hollow set with Johnny Depp?
We had a great time. I've actually known Johnny since I was 9 years old. So we've always been very comfortable with each other, and we had a good time, and we have similar senses of humor, and we had fun. I mean, there was always something crazy happening, like, a man in a headless horseman costume, and then, like, flaming debris being thrown at us and stuff. So, you want to be in that situation with someone that you find funny and charming, and, I mean, Johnny Depp would be a great choice. So, yeah. Thank you.
Go ahead.
In Speed Racer, did you get to drive the cars, and if you did, were they fun?
I was not, all of that stuff is fake. So we were not, didn't get to drive one of those cars. I have driven some race cars, which I really do enjoy. But what I loved about doing Speed Racer was that I was able to work on what they called the gimbal, which is what they put you in when you're doing like the driving stuff, because then they can like move the car this way or this way. So you're like in half a body with the front, and they're moving it this way or jerking it. Or I did a lot for the helicopter stuff, and I loved it. I thought it was so fun. I like all that kind of like technical, action-y stuff. So good question. Thank you. Oh, hi.
Hi, Christina. It's me, Joseph. Remember me in
San
Jose?
I do remember you. Hi.
I was in a Robin costume.
I know.
Cool. I didn't get to ask you a question last year because I was pushed away.
I'm sorry.
What's your question?
I was going to ask you, would you like to make a TV series sequel to Addams Family, just like Cobra Kai, for YouTube TV series as the adult Wednesday?
Yeah, I think that'd be really fun. I would totally do it.
Awesome. And would you like to play Catwoman in a Robert Pattinson Batman movie?
Yes, I would. Do you know who we can speak to about this? Thank you.
We can get that going.
Should we start a petition?
Yes. Christina for Catwoman. You heard it here first at FanX, guys. Start pushing that out throughout the social media. Absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. First of all, real quick, awesome job in Casper.
Thank you.
Although my question is going to sound similar, but it's not the same.
Okay.
Just be assured. If there was an Addams Family 3 movie, would you have played as Wednesday again?
Yes, I would totally do it.
Excellent. So when you were cast for the Addams Family, did you have any idea what the Addams Family was? Did you go back and watch the old shows, or did you know?
No, I didn't know what it was. I didn't want to go to the audition. I had just had like a third audition for a TV movie where I had to like cry a lot, and so I was tired, and I was pretty sure I was going to get that job. So I was like, Mom, I don't want to go to this stupid audition. I don't even know what this is. And she explained to me that it had been one of her favorite television shows, so we absolutely had to go. And she told me what to do, because I was like, I don't know what this is. Like, so she told me how to do it. And then they didn't want us to watch the TV show because it's the original. It's supposed to be like, you know, the IP for it is the Charles Addams illustration. So tonally, they wanted it closer to that than the broad comedy that was in the show. So I've actually, still to this day, I've never seen an episode of the Addams Family TV show.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
Did you know though? I mean, people always ask us questions, and I'm not asking if you're like a prophetess, but could you had an inkling that it was going to be such a huge success? This Addams
No,
Family?
I mean I was 11, so I didn't even know what it meant for something to be a huge success at that time. Do you know what I mean? I was 11, 10 actually when I was cast. So I didn't even care if it was successful. Do you know what I mean? I was 10. I just wanted to go to the mall with my little lady friends from middle school and go to like the candle store.
And what about
Victoria's Secret? That was it.
a 10?
No, like 11 or 12.
Okay.
But like really quick. It was early.
What about the second one, Addams Family Values? Was there more pressure on that one?
You know, once again, I was really insulated by childhood, and sort of the more like selfish concerns that like a preteen has. I mean, I cared, but I didn't really care that much. I cared way more about what was going on in my middle school.
I love it. Go ahead, next question.
I was wondering if you had the opportunity to be in a Disney live-action remake movie, which movie would you want to do, and what character would you want to play as?
That's a really good question. I don't know if you guys are gonna like my answer. I would like to be Tinkerbell. Thank you. I feel like my whole blonde period, I was just trying to be like, look guys, Tinkerbell. Didn't work.
We'll push that out. So now we've got two things going. Christina for Catwoman and Christina for Tinkerbell. Keep pushing that out, guys. Excellent.
Yeah. Hello, Christina. First of all, thank you for coming and congratulations on all your success. I've got another Sleepy Hollow question for you. What was it like being part of such a distinguished cast besides working with Johnny Depp and Tim Burton?
It was amazing. I mean, we had some incredible actors on that set, and just like a whole slew of great older character actors, for sure. So it was fun to be on set and just watch them work. Tim, at the time, had his way of working was any cast, anything that could be shot on the location on the set that was ready, they would just get everything ready for that. I'm sorry, I'm not saying this correctly. Normally, you know exactly what scenes you're shooting in a day, but at the time on that movie, we would go to the set, and all the actors who worked on that set would be called, and all the props would have to be ready, and he would decide what he was going to shoot. So a lot of times you'd come in and you'd go through 2 hours of hair and makeup, and then they'd be like, we think we might do your scene at the end of the day, but we're not sure. So I would often go on set and watch those amazing actors perform. So it was really a wonderful experience.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. When you were a child actor, what was your favorite movie to be in, and what was the worst movie to be in?
Wow.
Smart question. So I will say that the worst question, the worst movie to be in was, I did not like making Gold Digger's Secret of Bear Mountain. I was tricked into a lot of stunts that were terrifying and that I didn't want to be tricked into. And so I did not enjoy making that movie. and then I liked so many of the ones I made. I loved making both Addams Family movies. I really loved making Casper. Now and Then was super fun because I met my best friend for the rest of like my childhood on that job, Gabby Hoffman. So that was fun. Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty good time on a lot of movies when I was a kid, and there's only one that sticks out as being like really not fun. So that's pretty good. Thank you.
Excellent.
So I know that the new like animated Adam movie is coming out, and I noticed that they kind of like butchered it, and I was wondering how you feel about it.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
How you feel, how like they changed everything.
You know, I haven't seen it. I didn't even know it was out yet.
It's not out, but like you can tell in the commercial that they've.
You can tell.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're right.
Just by like the
Future
feel of
movie
it.
critic right
Yeah.
there. So.
No, I'm sure you're right. I like a lot of the actors who are in it.
Right.
And so I'm excited to see their interpretations of those characters. And you know, I hope it's good, but a little petty part of me really enjoys you just saying that it looks terrible. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hi, Christina. My name's
Hi.
Jeff. I noticed that in the 90s you were in a couple movies with Devon Sawa. I wonder if you became friends.
We didn't.
Okay.
Boom.
Hi.
Hi.
That could be the best answer I've ever heard.
I mean, there's no story there. It's just we just
Did you
didn't
see
become
his
friends.
face though? It was so. He's walking
No,
away.
there was no issue or anything. I was not very friendly when I was younger. Hard to believe. Go ahead.
Okay, so they say people are born more resilient than others, some people.
Yeah.
I wonder what playing characters that have had bad things happen to them has taught you about resilience.
I think that I am drawn specifically to people who are true survivors. And I think that is my favorite, it's one of my favorite qualities in people who can withstand. And I think life has taught me more about being resilient than necessarily any characters I've played. But I do think the reason why I'm drawn to those characters is because it is something that I really admire. And it's something specifically, like, as people talk about having more women's roles and stuff, I've always really loved, it's so boring. It's so, like, boring and classic, but, like, a woman's ability to endure is really, for some reason, I just love that. It's thrilling, really.
So some people attribute, like, the goth movement becoming more mainstream to your character from Wednesday. Have you heard that, and how do you feel about that?
I have heard that, and I mean, it seems kind of a little true.
More than a little true, I think.
Well, I mean, but I don't feel like I'm allowed to say that, so all I can kind of say is like, yeah, it seems like it had a big impact.
It did. Go ahead.
Okay,
Hi.
I'm just wondering, since you've been in so many movies with ghosts, do you believe in ghosts?
You know, I'm not 100% sure of what I believe in. I do think I believe in ghosts or some version of ghosts. Like, you know, the whole idea that, I don't know, where would we go? We can't really be I don't know, like that whole idea that, like, I don't know. The energy can't really be destroyed, so, you know, where does all of it go when everything else stops? So I find, maybe there's some version that is ghost-like, or we've been interpreting as ghost-like. I don't know. My 5-year-old asks me all the time what happens when we die, and I'm working on a good answer, but I just don't have one yet. Thank you, though.
Go ahead. Next question.
There was a series of photos you did where you fit yourself into small places, and I'm curious what your favorite small place was that you fit yourself inside.
And you need to elaborate on that a little bit so people know.
I am very small. So in my life, I have thought, what can I do that no one else can? I can fit in that. So It really is. The whole idea is, oh, I can fit in that. So yeah. So I got into a fridge once, which I thought was pretty great, and the dryer hurt, but it did it. And Margot and I on Pan Am both got into the coat closet of the airplane, and I forced her to, but we got it upside down, so when they opened it, we fell out like we were dead, but we'd been stuffed in. And she didn't really understand the discipline required. So we got in there, like we crunched up, and I was like, shut the door. And they shut the door, and she was like, oh, it hurts, Frank, it hurts. I'm not as small as you. And I was like, just shh, hold on. Like it takes a lot of commitment sometimes to like fit into the really small places. But yeah, we can't, it's an amazing picture. I did a whole series of dead stewardess photos also while I was doing Pan Am, and this was one of them, so.
It sounds like the most amazing addition to show that you could be Tinkerbell, because she can go in all those little small places
Yeah,
as well.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, she's even smaller, so.
Hi, Christina.
Hi.
I wanted to know what it was like to work with Tim Curry in the Addams Family reunion. Is that you? I thought it was.
I knew Tim Curry, and I actually bought my old house from Tim Curry, but I have never worked with him.
Oh.
I liked him a lot. And I mean, you know, oh my God, what am I trying to say? Rocky Horror Picture Show was like one of my favorite movies and things to go to in middle school and high school, but I never worked with him. I wish I had.
But you bought his house?
Yeah, he was very into flipping houses. So I bought one of his homes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Go ahead.
Thank you.
So, what would you say is your most fondest memory of being on set of any film or whatever you've done?
Wow. I don't know. I mean, there have been so many, I've been doing this for 30 years. And in very different, you know, like first I was a small child, so like my favorite thing was probably like when people would bring their puppies to set, you know what I mean? And then like I was a preteen, so my favorite thing that ever happened was when I was in the MC Hammer video and CNC Music Factory dropped by to say hello, and I was just like, oh my God, CNC Music Factory, you know, really lame, but it happened. And then, you know, then when I was older, like, I don't know, I was really excited to work with Ben Gazzara on Buffalo 66, so that was really big. I loved Sleepy Hollow for so many reasons. We shot in London for 9 months, and that wasn't, it's just, there are lots of different small ones. There's nothing like crazy. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
I just watched the Lindsay Bordon movie that you did, and I was wondering if you think Lindsay did it or not.
I don't really know. I don't think she did, to tell you the truth. There are so many things about that whole case, like if you go back and read about it, like the idea that she killed them naked is really great and dramatic and fun and everyone loves it. But did she really do that? Or did she just not commit the murder and that's why there was no blood anywhere? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's more fun to believe she did it. But she probably did. They think it was like a transient, right? Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, so which of your characters that you've played do you relate with most?
I don't know. I think I'm a pretty good mix of like a Wednesday and a Layla. Yeah, I would say those two.
Hi.
Hi.
So most of your roles, your bigger roles, have been very feminine. But in Now and Then, you played a tomboy. What do you like better, throwing the evil woman stare or throwing punches?
I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. But I will say, I tend to be like like a murderous lady. Like I'd kill you, but it would be like a really pretty penknife type of thing. Thank you.
Speaking of throwing punches, is that true that when you were on Saturday Night Live and you were doing a
I
skit,
accidentally punched her in the face.
you punched her in the face during the skit?
But not on purpose. I was doing this it was a Sally Jesse Raphael skit, and I had actually watched a lot of those, and I felt that when those girls punch, they like punch down. You know that kind of punch. Yeah. And then after the run through, they came to me and they were like, "It doesn't really look like you're actually hitting her. So will you do this other punch?" And I hadn't practiced that punch at all, so it went horribly wrong, and I punched her right in the glasses. I was so sorry about it too. Immediately, I was like, ugh, and then I went back into character. But yeah, I punched her. And then she wrote about it in her book, but like apparently it was I don't know, something. Apparently it's not so nice the way I am. My characterization in her book apparently is not so nice. So when I saw her, I made a very big deal of apologizing for like the 50th time. So yeah.
All right, so my favorite part of the Addams Family was the pinball machine that took all of my lunch money as a child. As far as products that your image has been used on, what's been like either the strangest or your favorite?
I do think it's very strange when people use my face for things. I just do. If it was your face, you'd feel the same way. I don't think I've ever seen anything that strange done with my face. I know there's like, there are dolls, which is normal, and tattoos and stuff, and shirts. I don't know what to say. I do think some things are very weird, but I don't want to say it because I don't want anyone to be upset. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Hi, Christina.
Hi.
Thank you for making Now and Then. I'm pretty sure every girl at every slumber party watched that movie. Right? I literally watched it like last weekend, so thank you.
Thank you.
So it's a very coming of age kind of movie. I learned a lot growing up from that movie. So did you also kind of grow in that movie at the same time? Were you learning things as you were on the set, like coming of age kind of stuff? Were you growing when we were growing at the same time?
Yeah. I was 14.
You were young.
I was 14 when I made that movie. Yeah. I was a teenager. We went to the mall on the weekends and met skater kids and went and saw Pulp Fiction a million times and stuff. Like we were kids, like real kids. Me and Gabby, we were very teenage. I was a teenager at the same time. I was a little bit, I've always been a little different. I wasn't necessarily I wasn't like a silly teen. I was more of a serious teen that might, you had to get to know. Nice. Awesome. I did not enjoy being a teenager.
Really?
No. I hated it.
So
it's like a living hell. I can't even watch high school movies because I'm just like, oh. Don't remind me.
Not a fan of High School Musical then?
No, but I also don't like musicals.
Oh, sure.
So it's a bad combo
That is
in
a
general.
bad combo.
Hi, Christina.
Hi.
So my favorite movie that you have been in is Mermaids.
Oh.
And seeing that my favorite movie is yours, how many takes did it take you to walk around with a pumpkin on your head?
It turns out I was a natural at that pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern, exorcist voice thing. I really loved doing it. And I guess it was, yeah, I loved doing it. It was really fun. It was so natural that at this point I'm questioning whether it was scripted or not.
That's
I feel
awesome.
like I might have picked up a pumpkin and just put it on my head, but I don't remember.
So, I don't like to talk about fears too much, but is that true that houseplants?
Well, I mean, I was kind of being funny, because who's really afraid of houseplants? But I don't like them. I feel like it's unnatural to willingly bring dirt and insect-carrying things inside your house. I like cut flowers, and but I like an orchid plant.
An orchid, but no, you don't want no houseplants.
I like things to be tidy.
Houseplants out.
Hi.
In the Nellie Bly story, being a true story, it is so deep. How did that impact you, playing that character?
I liked the idea of playing that character because I did actually know quite a bit about that whole issue, the treatment of women in insane asylums in the Victorian era. I strangely knew stuff about that. So I was not shocked or surprised. And I mean, it's a pretty horrible, horrific story. So yeah, it was dark and it was like, but myself and the women playing the nurses and some of the other girls playing the other lunatics, like we all kind of kept it light. Thank you.
In the scene Addams Family Values, one of the most iconic scenes is when they have you smile. And the whole audience is just laughing and having a good time. Was that more difficult to film? Did you break character, or were you so dialed in that you were able to get that awkward, crazy smile in like one take?
I think we did like 2 or 3, but again, being there in the moment, not having any idea what the film would be or turn out to be, or how it would be received, you just kind of do these things because they're part of your day, and you've got 8 scenes to film, and Yeah. And then whatever happens, happens. But this one, like I do remember feeling like, oh, this is something different, and feeling like a little anxious about it, but it turned out fine.
Oh, it's amazing. It's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
So, how often do you get proposed to by your fans wanting to marry the real-life grown Wednesday Addams?
I'm already married, so not that often.
Really? Good to know.
Thank you.
So you've also done voice acting
I have done some voice acting.
for the Smurfs
Yes.
and for Small Soldiers.
Yes.
How do you feel about voice acting, and is it enjoyable for you to do that?
It's enjoyable. I mean, as long as you're working with people you like, because you're in a small, dark room with those people for like 8 hours a day.
But you like being in small places, so that's a good win.
But by myself, normally. No, but like I really loved working with Raja on Smurfs. That was really fun. I loved those people, and I've been lucky enough to work with some really great people for most of the voice work. So, yeah, I've always had a nice experience.
Excellent. Go ahead.
Do you have any great stories working with Liam Neeson?
I don't have any great stories. I'm sorry. One time I fell asleep in the casket, and this is an okay story. But are you going to post this?
No, not if you don't want to.
What?
If you don't want me to, I won't.
I really don't want anyone to post any of this. Thank you.
That's fun.
So when we were filming in that scene in Afterlife in that movie, I'm in the coffin a lot, and we did a whole scene of my wake where people come and cry over my body and stuff, and Justin Long, and I was in the coffin, and they're surprisingly comfortable, so I fell asleep, and I guess when Liam finally woke me up, so I fell asleep, and I realized that Justin Long is weeping over my body, and I have my mouth open and I'm snoring. And so Liam did lean down and say, "Hey, Christina, you're snoring." So I had to wake up and close my mouth and stop snoring because I was ruining someone else's performance like a true asshole. Thank you.
That's amazing. So the Ice Storm, I'm told, is one of the first roles that you really truly wanted that role. Is that not true? Or I was told.
No, I mean I've wanted a lot of roles in my life, but that was the first adult movie that I was cast in. I would say first dramatic. It was the first movie that like I would have gone and seen that I was cast in. I think that's probably what I meant when I said that. Yeah.
Hello, I enjoyed you in Mermaids, and
thank you.
I am disappointed it wasn't in your video.
Sorry.
So please tell us about Cher, Winona Ryder, and Bob Hoskins. Were they good people? Were they great to work with?
They were lovely. Bob Hoskins used to tell production to give me his trailer when I did night shoots, because I was young. So they, like, even though it cost them a great amount, he insisted they drive his trailer out to wherever I was shooting, which was very nice of him. And Cher was amazing. She made sure that like I understood everything that was going on set all the time, and talked to me about life, and was wonderful. I really, really loved working with her. And then Winona was 17 at the time, so she was appropriately a very bad influence on me and taught me how to light a cigarette. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so I believe you were on Grey's Anatomy TV show.
I was.
And you were an EMT. How was it with your hand
I'm
inside
so
the
dumb.
bomb?
I was like, I
Yeah,
was
you're-
EMT.
Yeah.
What does that mean? It took me a really long time. I'm sorry.
But you had your hand inside the bomb and everything. How was it to be on the show and have touch all these bloody parts inside and run away and
Well,
how did it
I
feel?
didn't really touch that many bloody parts. It was sort of off camera. I had my hand in like a squidgy hole. But I loved doing that show because there were so many incredible actors on that show, and I worked with the most amazing people while I was there. You know, most of my scenes were with. Well, I mean, I had an amazing. Most of my scenes were like with Sandra Oh, and then Isaiah Washington, and like they're such incredible actors. I just felt so lucky and really happy to be there. And it was a surprisingly demanding. Like I remember when I was there thinking, wow, this show is really demanding for the actors, because it was a lot of technical dialogue, a lot of emotion. It was all incredibly fast-paced. So I really liked being on that show, and I had a lot of respect for what they were doing. Thank you.
Hi. In all the years since Addams Family, have you had any Girl Scouts come by your house selling cookies?
I haven't. I've had to seek them out.
So we've talked here so far on this panel, we've talked about your friend, Johnny Depp. We talked about Winona Ryder. You bought a house from Tim Curry.
I'm so famous.
And there's even more. Let's talk about, I heard that you actually developed a very good friendship with Samuel L. Jackson.
You know, I've worked with Sam, and we had an incredible experience working together, and we had the same agent for a very long time, so we would see each other socially and stuff like that, but I have since lost touch with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a great question, Chris. Thank you.
No, but I mean, if he was like here, we'd be excited to see each other, and, you know, all good stuff. Absolutely. I loved working with him. He was amazing.
Wonderful.
So when you mentioned your 5-year-old, I was wondering what your experiences or thoughts about sharing your movies, particularly your children's movies, with your children.
Well, we showed him Casper a little too young, because then I was driving him to school, and he said, "So, Mama, I told them about your dad." And I was like, "What do you mean about my dad?" And he said, "Well, like how you had to like live alone in your dad's house with your ghost." And I was like, No, that wasn't, he was like, "But that was you, and you were 13. And I said, "Yes, I was, but that wasn't, it was shocking to me, but I guess he was too young, and he didn't understand the difference between reality and movies. I'm sure anybody could have told me that it was too young, but I'm a very dumb person. But now he knows, like, Casper's not real. He's very intrigued by Speed Racer. And he has asked me, we watched Pirates of the Caribbean, it was very funny. And he said, "I like this Jack." And I was like, "Yeah, he's great, right? He's got like an amazing," he said, "I want a costume like Jack." And he started like putting things together while we were watching it to try to look more like Captain Jack Sparrow. And he finally says to me, "So who is this guy who's being Jack?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Johnny Depp." And he's like, "Is he in other movies?" And I was like, "Yes, he's in other movies. He's great. In fact, Mommy was in a movie with him." And he was like, now he wants to see Sleepy Hollow. But I think 5 is too young. Right? We did, yeah. Oh, yes. So he has not seen that yet. I was like, oh, I was in 2 movies with Johnny Depp. I was like, but one is really adult, and the other one is terrifying. So he's gonna have to wait a few years. But yeah.
Wait, that's not real?
No, it's weird.
Good.
I was like, no, that Bill Pullman is not my dad. I was like, this is a picture of my dad. Anyway.
Hi.
Hi.
So one of my favorite movies is Penelope, and so I was wondering if you could tell me what it was like to work with James McAvoy and anything about that movie that you were like, that's really cool.
I really loved making that movie. I loved working with James McAvoy. He was incredible. He's such a great actor. Has so much he's a very energetic actor, and was great, amazing, so great to work with. But what I really loved also was working with Catherine O'Hara, because she is really something amazing. And I mean, Waiting for Guffman, I think I saw in the theater about 7 times. So one time, me and this other actor sat down and we forced her to show. Well, we didn't force her. She very graciously offered. She showed us how to put together her drunk that she does, like piece by piece. It was amazing. So I just loved working with her. It was like the greatest thing ever. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi. I think what you do is incredible and you're really good at it, and I love watching
you.
your work. Some of the less mainstream movies that you've done, like Buffalo 66, I'm wondering if you have plans to do anything like that again in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, what's happening now is sort of they're not really making as many independent films as they used to. You know, they're making lots and lots of television, and sort of like the limited series has almost replaced the feature of a certain budget. But I hope that changes, and I hope that they start making a lot more indies, and I would love to. I mean, I love making, I like making different things. I like doing things that haven't been done before. It's boring to do the same thing all the time. So, that is actually what I am certainly drawn towards more.
Thank you.
Perfect. Now, is that true that you find comfort falling asleep to the Lord of the Rings movies?
No.
Okay.
That is not true. I used to fall asleep to Star 80, or I liked Opening Night, that Cassavetes movie. That I like to fall asleep to. Now I fall asleep a lot to The Hunt for Red October. It is between sound design and the lighting and the production design and Sean Penn and Alec Baldwin. It's like the most comforting movie you will ever watch in your life. It's one of my favorite movies. But my son calls it Dogs and Fish because the song in the beginning is in Russian, and it sounds like they're saying dogs and fish. And Freddie hates dogs and fish because it's boring, and he knows it means it's bedtime. Anyway.
Hi, I'm Jessica. Nobody's really touched on this movie, but I'm wondering how the movie Monster affected you as far as like the serial killer part of it and working with Charlize.
Charlize and I had such a great time working together. I think that that material was so dark that that we had a very natural sort of defense mechanism, which was to like laugh and crack up. I mean, we would be in hysterics until Patty called action. So, I'm sorry, I get so distracted when I know I'm being filmed by phone cameras. I'm so sorry. Like I literally, my train of thought just went right out of my head. Do you mind putting it down? Thank you. Anyway, so she and I would like crack up until the second that they called action. We got along so well. I think we felt very bonded and just close because of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. I'm wondering if you saw the video by Tribe Called Red, the Burn Your Village to the Ground. They use your sequence from the Thanksgiving speech from Addams Family where you're at the lake.
I hope they paid a licensing fee for that one.
It's really fun.
I haven't seen it. I'm sure it's great.
Next question, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Jeff. Hey, I was wondering if there was any role that you could have accepted but didn't and wish you did.
The only reason why I don't like answering that question is because I feel like it's kind of obnoxious for the person who did take the role. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was offered it first and I turned it down. You know, it's a little, like, in the acting community, it's actually kind of like a not so nice thing to talk about. But I will say there aren't really very many. I have not turned down that many parts. Whatever that says about me. But yeah. There are a few, but I wouldn't feel comfortable saying.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
You guys, can you give a huge round of applause for Christina Ricci?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. We have almost 5,000 people, and they just adore you. And we are going to try to get Tinkerbell or Catwoman for you.
Yeah, there's actually some great Catwoman imagery of me from when I was 13. You can find online. If you want to add that to the petition, it might help. I don't know.
One more time, guys. Everybody give Christina Ricci a huge round of applause.